Selecting the right hardware for functional shutters can be a challenge, so we'll try to break it down to the basics for you. First, you need to know the proper placement and measurements for your shutters. If you watched our first video on planning your functional shutter installation, then you are now aware of the proper measurements and positions of your closed shutters. We now need to think about the position of the open shutters and decide where the hinges and pintles will be mounted in order for the shutters to function properly. If you have a wood trim inside the window opening, you may be able to use a mortise hinge, also known as an edge mount, such as our classic and best-selling Acme Lall & Porter hinges. If you have non-wood trim, then you will need a surface mount hinge that attaches to the face of the shutter. Our most popular surface mount shutter hinges are strap hinges and New York style hinges. Traditionally, these hinges mount to the front face of the shutter when it's closed. 2 hinges are used for small to medium shutters, while 3 hinges using a mid-range hinge should be used for taller and heavier shutters. After you've selected a hinge style, it's time to consider throw and offset. In simple terms, offset can be thought of as the bend in the hinge that moves the pivot point out away from the shutter. For a pintle, throw is the distance from the pin to the mounting surface. Throw can be simplified as how far the face of the shutter moves from closed to open. Throw depends on the offset of the hinge and the pintle used. For shutters that close into a window opening, hinges with offset are often required so the shutter can open without hitting the window trim. Offset hinges create 2 other advantages. 1, they allow for a ventilation gap behind the open shutter and the siding. This is important because air circulation helps prevent mold and rot, extending the life of your shutters and your siding. 2, the slight angle of the open shutter from the window to the siding is visually appealing and often creates distinctive shadow lines. To determine the needed throw, measure from the front face of the closed shutter where the hinge will mount to the farthest point that the shutter will have to clear. Next, add 1/2 inch for a ventilation gap. The offset of the hinge plus the offset of the pintle should at least equal the throw you just determined. Please see our website for an illustrated guide on throw and offset. Next, determine where the pintle of the hinge will be mounted. If you are not mounting to a flat piece of wood, a lag pintle, jam pintle, brick pintle, or other option may be best. In many modern installations, the shutter covers the window opening and does not close into it. This is often due to a storm window or limited depth. If you are looking to achieve this modern look and functionality, here is a tip. A hinge with minimal offset is often most desirable. Throw is not commonly a concern here because the shutter is already clear of the building. Here, the distance under the hinge in the closed position is most important. These are some basic tips and hints for selecting shutter hardware. For more information and to find a large selection of shutter hardware, visit our website at jwright.com.